So this is the end of the spell for the little Poppet. I have put it in a black bag, as I will talk about, for further dominance, as I'm containing it and I'm drawing the string. I'm going to put it in one of my drawers where I keep my magical supplies. Let's get started. Hello everybody, I hope you're doing well. I'm sitting at my kitchen table, big square table, which is where I started doing this working about a week ago. This is a follow-up on the video that I made for spirit powder, making a spirit powder. I recommend that you go back and watch that because I explained why I made spirit powder and how I've used it in the past and why I've decided to use it again. Now, I had said that I would follow up and make a poppet. This is a raggedy piece of cloth. I didn't intend to make, look, this was just kind of left over from the last poppet I made, but it should be just enough for me to do what I need to do today to sort of fashion it into a poppet. This is going to be a fabric poppet. It's only going to vaguely resemble the human form. It will not have legs, and it will not have any genitalia. That does not mean that I cannot write the name of the person on a piece of paper and pin it to the doll when I am done. But when you are beside yourself, like I've stated, you've taken the mundane route, nothing seems to have been done, you have been told nothing can be done, then I have to take matters into my own hands so that I can try to have some peace or a little bit more peaceful surroundings in the remaining time that I am in this apartment. So I had taken a candle and I was burning it here, and it was a purple candle. Purple seems to work very well for me. Jupiter is the ruler of my chart, and purple relates to that. So anytime that I incorporate Jupiter into my workings, it is going to be a good idea. So I had carved it with all of the descriptions that I could, and I've stated that in the video. Now, what I didn't mention was that there are 3 vehicles. An additional vehicle was brought over, and the license plate does say military. That might have influenced me to write on the candle, "You are called away for work." Now, I don't know what the deal is because they had the 2, one work truck and then a car. But for some reason, he has been away since I burnt the candle all the way down. I let it burn completely until it burned all the way down. I had also anointed it with water. I kind of baptized it and I named it, even though I don't know his name. I put everything else that I know about him. And I also sprinkled spirit powder all over that candle. And I still have quite a bit of spirit powder left over, and I've just left it in my cauldron. So what's been happening is that it has been quieter. It seems that he has been gone about 3 to 4 days out of the week, and when he comes back, it's late at night. He's more quiet. When he comes up the stairs, he's more quiet in the apartment. So I am counting that as a successful working. Now, it might be Cinderella's pumpkin, and that I'm just going to go ahead and add something to it. And if for some reason things pick up again, he was here for like, I'd probably say about 4 days at least. And there was some loud conversation, but it was only for maybe a few minutes. So I mean, things are quieter, let's just put it that way. Now, this was 1 out of 3 panels of curtains that I had purchased somewhere, and I didn't need 3, so I took 1, and I save it and I pull it out when I need to make something like a poppet, and I've only made 1 poppet out of this panel. So I'm taking some more fabric from that, and it's kind of slippery, but it doesn't really matter. Now, in the past, I have grabbed other fabric, and I've literally just taken my knuckles and pushed my knuckles up there, and then wrapped my hand around it. I don't think I put a cotton ball, maybe I did, and I grabbed some rubber bands. Anytime you get vegetables from the store, save whatever rubber bands you can. Now, while I was making this poppet, I had been thinking about this person, this neighbor who had been bothering me, and I've been requesting that he get busy with his own life and stop being concerned with me and stop coming into my yard. So there's a head. I mean, I was desperate. And so with my intention and my emotions, I just fashioned the best I could out of a big piece of fabric. I either cut out a circle or a square, I don't remember. And then I took the sides over here and I made something that looked like arms. And then after I made the arms, I took the 2 arms, kind of looks like a ghost, right? I took the 2 arms. This is really about your thoughts. This is about your intentions. I took the 2 arms, and I pulled them around the back. And I put another rubber band around them. And then I might have written his name down and pinned it to the doll, I don't remember, but I put it inside of a black bag. I pulled the drawstring and I spoke to it even before I did that. You do not touch anything on my property ever again. You cannot. I bind you from touching my property or coming onto my property ever again. And then I put him in the bag and I said, you feel confined. For some reason, you do not want to pay any attention to me. You do not want to come over to my property or pay any attention to me. You get busy turning away from me with your own life, finding something else and somebody else to put your eyes on. And I put him in the bag like that. And I put it in my bottom drawer where I have my magical supplies. I close the drawer. And I'm telling you the truth. Within about a week or 2, he started dating again. There started being different women coming over every week or 2 that he was dating. And then I think he got together with an old girlfriend, and they started spending a lot of time together. She ended up getting pregnant. And so, I mean, he didn't have time to bother with me. So that's just one little example that I'm going to give you, one little story, okay? And I might order a doll that looks more like a human from Amazon. And, you know, I would recommend that you do that just to have it on hand. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take a cotton ball. This is going to be pretty simple. I'm going to take 3 or 4 cotton balls so that I can make a nice sized head. What I'm going to do is basically head work. And I've done this before. On the spell I made the video I made about taking a nutmeg and wrapping it with red thread and speaking to it, very angrily telling the person to leave me alone, and then placing it on the phone because the person was calling and not saying anything, and it stopped. Every call stopped. And there was no one in my house that was doing it. Everyone was at home with me when this was happening. So that's when I realized that I had reached a certain level. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to use one ingredient to help influence the mind. And that is, instead of using a nutmeg, I'm going to use ground nutmeg. As I have mentioned, it was my husband at the time who told me that nutmeg is used for head work. And that in his country, people who suffer from seizures put a whole nutmeg in between their teeth and their gums, or their gums and their cheek, in order to manage their seizures during the day. And if you read anything about nutmeg in magical books, what it does is it acts as sort of a sedative, and it makes the mind receptive. So if you're doing dream work and you wanted to make your mind receptive to your suggestions, with your candle working before you went to bed, you would drink some nutmeg tea. So I'm going to open up each little cotton ball, and I'm going to sprinkle some nutmeg in there. Now, I've made a Poppett before for someone who's contacted me again, wondering why there hasn't been any progress. And I hate to say this, but there are times when Spirit cannot interfere with someone who has a life lesson to learn. Okay? One of the magical practitioners I've heard recently has stated that working with Raphael, Archangel Raphael, and he works with a variety of spirits, he was able to help this person with one ailment but not the other one. Raphael told him, I cannot heal that ailment. And when he asked why, the answer was basically, that is something that they have to deal with or live with. So, whatever that means, I don't know. That person may actually be able to figure it out for themselves. I don't know. But not even the spirits can override something that is fated for you to have to deal with in your life. Okay? So, there. Now I've got that one. I'm going to put that one there. And I'm going to use this to make myself a nice chunky head. All right, so that is my main concern right there, is the head. So I'm going to take this fat rubber band and I'm going to put that around. Okay, this is going to bind and constrict your throat from talking. I bind and constrict your throat from talking. You don't know why. You don't know why. You don't feel like talking very much. You are quiet. You are quiet. I twist it some more. And I twist it some more. And I'm constricting this person's throat. So everything that I have known and that I have done is being put in there. What did I forget? I forgot the spirit powder. That's okay. Going to put the rest of the spirit powder in there. I don't anticipate needing to make any other kind of a puppet. Okay, so that is the rest of the spirit powder that I created. And I am once again just going to make sure I've got all the cotton balls up in there. And wrap that rubber band around. 1, 2, 3, 4 times. You are bound by the words I have spoken to the essence of your spirit. I am now speaking to you. I have bound my thoughts to you, and you listen to what I say. You do not know why. You feel constrained. You don't want to talk much. You are quiet. Now you can take 2 more rubber bands. I mean, they haven't even been dragging the chairs across the kitchen floor in the kitchen. That was a daily occurrence. So I'm just going to take a little bit of fabric over here on the side, pull that out, and just fashion something like an arm. I don't need much. Okay, there's one. Whatever comes out, that's okay. There's still quite a lot in there. Now I'm going to grab some fabric on this side over here. I've already spoken to this spirit powder, so I know and you know exactly who it is that I am talking to, Mr. Poppett. I bind the work I have done and the candle I have burned and baptized to you and engraved for you to be quiet, to not really want to be here anymore, to not really want to live here anymore. You're not happy here. You really want to move away. You don't like the noises. You don't like the smells. And I know for a fact he doesn't like the garage door going up and down underneath them. They've got another one right next to them. So if he can find a way to get another residence, that's good. But in the meantime, I'm more concerned with quiet. And I do believe that they have been told. You have been told. You have been given a solution. So this is what I have been working on for the past week and a half or so. And I'm just calling this follow-up, step 2, to the first thing I did, which was just with the candle. But now I have dry spirit powder still contained in here with the nutmeg. Every single night, if I want to, I can take it out and I can speak to it. You want to be quiet. You want to be quiet. You want to have a good reference from the managers at this company. You are too tired. You go elsewhere to socialize with your friends. You are quiet in your apartment. When you speak in a low, normal tone voice. So you speak what it is that you want, not what you don't want. No, don't say, you no longer do this and you no longer do that. No. Only what you want. You are quiet. You talk normal. You're too tired to have friends over. You go elsewhere for your social gatherings. So this needs to be kept, I recommend, either in a little bag or maybe a little shoebox, but don't put it under your bed. Put it in a drawer somewhere where you keep some other supplies, some other candles, where, you know, nobody else is going to touch it or pull it out or anything like that, okay? And that is it for this video. When I get the chance to order some other type of a pre-made fabric doll that looks like a human, I'll do that. Otherwise, I think the next one I might do is just a Play-Doh Poppett doll. And you can get Play-Doh at Walmart or the Dollar Tree. All right, that's it for now. Take care.